Hey guys, welcome back to another Flesh and Blood video. This video is proudly brought to you by the House of Cards, the official sponsor of my stream. Be sure to check out the link in the description below for all of your Flesh and Blood needs. I've taken my first stab at Enigma, and let me tell you, she does not disappoint. Enigma's ability to use Ward gives her the ability to play both great offense and great defense. Being able to play auras at instant speed that have Ward attached to them means that you can play defense basically anytime you want to. But on the flip side of that, our weapon Cosmo gives us the ability to take our ward and turn that into offense. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoy the match. All right, we're playing against New. They open... When this hits your next blue attack, gets +1 and go again. Okay. So, I mean, I guess I can just run out the Haze Shelter here and Arsenal the Sink Below. Seems like the best play we could make. I don't really want to throw the Phantasmaclasm here, so I think the best play we have is just to throw the Haze Shelter, Arsenal to Sink Below, and set up a little bit. Yeah, I definitely think that's the best thing we can be doing right now. This is a card that I think we want to Arsenal because the chance when we get to finally play a blue card, I think this will set up pretty well for us. I mean, I guess we can just let this destroy... We'll just let this destroy our... Wave of Reality here. We do get a Spectral Shield, which means we also get to block the next dagger with a Spectral Shield if we want to. Create a Fang Strike in your hand. Don't know what Fang Strike is. Something tells me we're about to learn, though. We'll let the Spectral Shield go here. I think that's the best thing we can do. I'm just going to play the Sink Below from Arsenal here. I think that's the best thing we can do. And I'll put this Sink Below on the bottom. Probably the best thing we can do here. Alright, well, we do control another aura, so this is not going to get the counter, but we can play both this and the Waning Vengeance, which is pretty good. I think that's a pretty solid play for us here. We get to put both of these into play, and then we can pass. Arsenal the Homage to Ancestors here. I guess when I played this last turn, I probably should have played this to gain a life and then activated Enigma, but I think this is okay too. So they're probably just going to try and throw these daggers at me every turn is what it appears anyway. Just trying to clear our stuff off the board. I mean, and if that is what they decide to do, then, you know, that's fine. I might as well let this one go, right? Like, just take one and let this go, because we don't really have... We don't really have anything else we can do. We want it to be the Haze Shelter, because it blocks one. We want to keep the Ward 3 and the Ward 2. This is for 2. So if I block for 3, I can play this. Like to be able to play a blue card that has Go Again, but the odds of that are not very likely. I think I'd rather block 3 and just attack for 8 here. I think that's the better play to make. I apologize. We should block with this. That's better. We should definitely block with this. The Single-Minded Determination is a better late game card because it gives us the ability to just play off the top of the deck. Or, I'm sorry, play this card and give it +1 so that we have Go Again for a following turn with it. And then if we had a way to attack with Go Again, I would, but I think we're just going to attack for 8. And if they do happen to have a popper in their hand, which may not be super likely, we'll get to make a Spectral Shield. What does this do? Undertow Stilettos. Attack reaction, destroy this, create a Slither in your hand, and it has Battle Worn 1. Alright. So they're just going to block 2 and take 6. Alright, that seems fine, I guess. So, what are we looking at here? This has to be some kind of reaction, right? So what I can do if I want to is I can just keep the Haze Bending. I can play the Haze Bending, then I can play this, get it back and activate Enigma. And then I suppose once I arsenal that, once I play that, I could use Tunic to play this. This could just be like coercive tendencies too. I think we'll just block for 3 here. Can I play coercive tendencies? That might be an Arachne spec, honestly. Well, let's see. Gets go again? Okay, so they're going to give this go again. Ooh, that doesn't pitch. Okay, so Slither is just a go again card. Target attack gets -1. Look at the top card of an opposing hero's deck. If it's blue, you may banish it. So they're not actually going to hit us with anything. And they're just going to activate new. And they're going to play Shimmers of Silver, which does nothing for them. Like, Shimmers just sits over there, right? There's no value for them to play the Shimmers. Yeah, there's no value for them to actually play the Shimmers here. Okay, so we get to play Haze Bending. Haze Bending resolves. We play Homage to Ancestors to gain a life as an instant to go to 41. We then activate Enigma to make a Spectral Shield. Use the Tunic to play Ancestral. And then I guess I'd rather it be this attacks for 4. So I think it's better for us to go this route. And then we get to arsenal the Miraging Metamorph. And then next turn, we have a pretty decent setup here for what we're looking for. We've managed to put 4 auras into play. We're up 7 points, and we have a Miraging Metamorph in our arsenal. Miraging Metamorph is probably not great against this kind of deck, but it is very good. Okay, so this is just probably going to be Command and Conquer. Create a Slither. I can't remember what the Slither does. Defending an Assassin card. Okay, so this looks like this is just a vanilla 6. Which means we block Metamorph and Warmonger's Diplomacy. Alright, I guess not. They could have Pummel, I guess. They could be on like blue Pummel or some spice here. I don't know. This could be interesting. They've used Tunic for something. I do have to say that like LSS has done a very good job at actually... They've done a very good job at making sure that a lot of the cards say this assassin card or that assassin card and so on and so on. So we get to attack with a Spectral Shield. 2 go again for free because of the text, which is pretty good. Okay, he's going to activate Crown of Providence here. We also get to attack for 4, pitching this, which is pretty good. It's pretty solid. They give us a Sink Below. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they have a defensive deck. Like, they might honestly be looking to fatigue us in some fashion. I can throw a 1 for 7 here. Honestly, what I can do is I can activate Mage Master Boots, play Haze Bending, and then I can throw the Miraging Metamorph for 7. Now, granted, I feel like that might not be the best use of Mage Master Boots ever, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty sweet line, and double Haze Bending is really good because it gives us multiple Spectral Shields every turn. When this hits a hero. We can just block 6 here, right? Like, if we block Metamorph and Phantasmaclasm here, we are blocking over 3, which plays around a pretty cool set of reactions. Then we have the ability to go Spectral Shield for 2, pitch a blue to play this, and then we can attack with this and then use the Etchings to put a counter on this. It seems like a pretty sweet line of play to me, and I think blocking 6 should play around what we're trying to do here, but I don't know. I could be wrong. They could just get us. Okay, so they played a blue shred, so now they can activate new here. I guess they weren't planning on me blocking 6, or maybe they still have another reaction and I'm about to get blown out here. The joy of having ward on the board is that we just have a lot of value. Like, we have a lot of life on the board right now. Unfortunately, the way that my list is set up, this is also a lot of offense. So what do they get to do here? Draw a card, then put a card from your hand in the bottom of your deck. Okay, so they basically get to just like filter a card if they want to, and then create a slither in your hand. Okay. I like that the inner chi can just be played as resources too. Target attack gets go again. Okay. All right, well, our play isn't going to get to happen here, but I guess we can get a Miraging Metamorph. What did they get? A Command and Conquer? So it actually just, I mean, we're just going to crown it away, right? Like, it doesn't matter. But we can discard the Etchings, I think is the best thing we're looking to discard here. And we're just going to give the Command and Conquer to put the Metamorph back into our deck. Seems like a decent play, and we'll see what we draw into. Okay, so we're currently taking 4, which means we need to decide how the best way to get rid of this is. This has ward 2. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the best way to go about this, I think. Which is unfortunate, because we don't really have any ways to like produce go again right here, but I mean, I think it's okay. So we can attack for 5, or we can play Shimmers and pass. It's probably just play Shimmers and pass, right? Because we get to attack with a Spectral Shield if they leave Shimmers in play. Yeah, we actually just get to, like, if they leave Shimmers in play, we get to attack with a Spectral Shield and give it the counter as long as we have one. This is a really cool card. Playing this card is so much fun. Okay, I mean, kind of wish we didn't arsenal this card now, but I understand. So it looks like we're just going to be losing our Spectral Shields here. Venomous Bite is +1. It's an attack reaction that blocks 3, gets +1 if you've transcended +3. Yeah, we'll take the damage here. Spectral Shield doing, I mean, like, our ward is just doing its job right now, pretty much. If you've played, okay, it doesn't matter. They're attacking Shimmers, which makes sense. Like, you have to kill Shimmers. So we get to play Waxing Specter. Now, we have a couple of options here looking at this. We have a couple of things we can do here. we can either play this, we can either attack here and then have nothing left, and we can throw this for, so we get to come in for 4 and then 5 and then arsenal the other Waxing Specter, which is pretty good. Or the other play is to play this and then attack for 5. I think it's better to play more offense here, right? And set up to have this arsenaled. It's very disappointing that they got to like new away my shimmers, but I don't really think that. Really wish we had another way to give go again here. We're putting a lot of pressure on our opponent here. We've got a decent board set up. God, they must have a crazy good turn. They didn't even think about blocking. It's honestly terrifying. Honestly terrifying. Okay. Yeah. If you played another blue card, this gets +2. So this is almost assuredly going to be for 7, right? That's like wholeheartedly what he's after here. My opponent like wants to give this +4. And it's cool that he can do this like as a reaction. He gets to give it go again, get an inner chi, and he gets to buff it. That's a really cool play. That's a really sweet play. +1. Okay. So right now we're taking 5, which means we get to keep our spectral shields. I mean, so we have to find a way to come up with 5. We can leave this in play. I guess we can destroy this in our 2 spectral shields and make 2 more spectral shields because we have double Haze Bending in play, which is actually bananas. It's like a really good play. I'm curious to see what they hit off of the new here. All right, well, they don't have anything with wards, so they're just like getting rid of our cards, I guess. I don't even know why they played it. Like, they could just leave it over here. We can't remembrance it back in or anything. I don't know. That was weird. Okay, and then they pass. What? Was not expecting them to pass there. Okay, so I guess we want to pitch this and we can arsenal this if we have to. So we play this. We attack for 4. This is like one of my favorite cards, by the way. Like the fact that like this just like has go again and like comes in for 4 is just so good. And then I can play the Haze Bending, I guess. I could just come in for 6 here, right? And threaten to make another spectral shield. That's also, I mean, we have double Haze Bending in play, which is pretty solid. I don't know. I don't want to like start trying to play too aggressive when I should be playing to set up the board a little bit better. If I do play this, I get to arsenal this. Let's play the Haze Bending. Let's take the more patient play. I think it's the more correct line here also. So we'll take the better line here. I don't understand. Oh, it's not pitching correctly, I guess is the problem here. So they're just attacking. Yeah, it's not pitching correctly. That's unfortunate. So they're attacking the Haze Bending, which actually gives me 3 more spectral shields, which is like kind of crazy to think about. So I want to make sure I can do it all here. I want to put one of these into play, or tell our opponent we're thinking here. So this cost 1, which means I'd have 2 floating if I pitch that way. There's no way to Is there? So if I use Tunic to attack, okay, so we're going to start by attacking for 4. This is 4 go again, so we're going to walk through the line here together to make sure that this all works, because I think it does, but I just want to make sure. So we're going to attack like this. We're going to pitch this. We're going to pitch the red Phantasmal Haze to play the blue Phantasmal Haze. We're then going to use Tunic to put this into play. We're going to put this into play. We're going to play this because it's an instant, and then we're going to use Tunic to put this into play as well. And they pop that. That should have got a counter. Huh. I don't know. I guess there's a bug there. I don't know. But we have set up some pretty good attacks here. We have not transcended. All right, our opponent's trying to clear the board. Like, they're probably trying to fatigue us at this point. We don't have a lot of ways to have go again. And this does have Phantasm, so we have to be a little careful. But, man, it would be so good to be able to, like, get something... like, get counters on all of these. This is when I need to be able to transcend. This is when I need that blue card. That blue legendary card. That card would be insane here. Okay, so we attack them. Ooh, easy there. Right-clicking like a fool over here. I mean, there's probably a decent chance they have a popper, right? And I don't want to just send this for 2. That feels pretty aggressive. So what we can do is throw the Phantasmaclasm and try to set this up a little bit. It's a lot of damage, and if they do have a popper, we can just potentially get rid of it. It's also just like 9 damage. There's so much value here. We could have gotten rid of it. We'll just put this on the bottom, I guess. Do I have to put something on the bottom? Yes, I have to pick a card, which is unfortunate. So I could have actually have thrown this, which would have been like insane value for me, but I didn't know that, and I don't think there's a world where I ever want to take that chance. Okay, they drew into a surgical. And then we're going to Arsenal the Command and Conquer. Man, I'm not trying to jinx this or anything, but we are really far ahead right now. So if I block with the second Tenet of Chi, Tide, that's kind of cool. It gets +1. Oh, but they get it back and they get to activate new because it becomes an inner Chi. That's kind of cool. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of just fascinated by all of the fun plays that are being made from the new set right now, so... No! Sag. Okay. So... we're going to pitch the Unmovable to come in for 4. God, we have so much ward. Like, we have so much ward, it's crazy. We have ward 2, 3. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17. And then we have, what, 1 Haze Bending left on the board right now? I think we're just going to throw the CNC, right? Like, it's probably just... we can just throw the CNC here for just, like, a lot of value. When we get back around to our legendary card that, like, lets us transcend and do all kinds of other crazy stuff, we're going to be, like, massively in the driver's seat because all of this gets go again. Probably just ends the game on the spot when that gets go again. We're going to flash this in and play it, and then Arsenal the Haze Shelter, because it's just a good, like, 1-for-4 attack that we can also flash in if we need to. They attack a Haze Bending. Okay, that's fine. So we attack for 4, pitching a blue. And guys, I apologize. I know I'm playing really slow right now, but I'm like really trying to like take everything in right now. Let's flash in another one of these, which comes in with a counter, which means we get to attack with it. Pitching another blue, and then we can flash in the Haze Shelter. We flash in the Haze Shelter. We use Tunic, and we're just going to attack with the Haze Shelter because I think it attacks... What? It attacks for 4. Yeah, we pitched a blue, so it attacks for 4 this turn, as opposed to... it just attacks for 4 as opposed to... like throwing the Phantasm that we could lose technically, and we'll arsenal another Haze Shelter. And what does this do? So if I block 3, hang on, let's think about our line here. If I block with Command and Conquer, I can pitch a blue to attack with all of our go again stuff here. So we get to pitch a blue to attack with go again twice. It's +1. This can't start a game in your deck. Okay, so it just gets like removed from the game. All right, yeah. So this is pretty cool. All right, so we get to attack for 4 go again. I forgot how much I enjoyed Illusionist. I know a lot of people are gonna like hate to hear me say that, but man, I forgot how much I enjoy playing Illusionist. I love that this all has go again. This is like weird how similar this is to Prism. They give me the Tunic. Okay, so now instead of attacking, we're going to play this. Once it resolves, we don't even have to let it resolve technically. We're going to play this. We're going to put an attack action, or I guess it's just an action card. We can put Shimmers back into the deck. I like putting Shimmers back into the deck. And then we can use an Inner Chi to activate Enigma. And now we can no longer see our board. Oh, man. We have a lot of go again stuff here. We're just going to say no blocks. I'm going to give the... In your hand, banish up to 2 cards from the opposing hero's graveyard, and you transcend. Whoa. Oh, they get the Fang Strike, the Slither, and they get this card back as an Inner Chi, which is kind of insane. If this has banished another card with the same name, gain a life. Ooh, so they could actually make that happen, right? There's another CNC in here. There's like other cards in there that they could actually banish too. Gets go again. I'm sure they're going to play the one that gives it +1, right? No, they're going to activate new. That's fine. We'll see what they hit. Crazy part's we could just let this hit instead of playing the Sink Below, but I think I want to play the Sink Below. Put this on the bottom. We find a Command and Conquer. I mean, I guess we can just like end our turn on CNC. We probably win this turn, right? Like this hand, like we have so much board. We have so much board right now. It's absolutely insane. Of course, we're also like playing into the... that's pretty good. So let's block 3, and then we'll just lose 4 Spectral Shields. Sorry, 5 Spectral Shields. I forgot he had the Fang Strike. Spectral Shield, Spectral Shield, Spectral Shield, Spectral Shield, Spectral Shield. Like the fact that like I could scroll when it came up with ward stuff we could destroy is absolutely dumb. So this is for 2 go again, and it's for free because of Enigma, which is bananas. Absolutely bonkers. My opponent blocks. We attack with a breakpoint. My opponent just said good game. I think they understood that the writing was on the wall there and they had just lost. I know that during the match I made the comment that I wasn't really sure about my use of Mage Master boots to put Haze Bending into play and also throw a Miraging Metamorph, but looking back on that play, it was actually really good. We got to have an extra aura into play and throw 7 more points of damage at our opponent, and if they pop it, they're giving us an extra aura. So I actually really like this play. The very next turn, my opponent throws Sedate at me, having 3 cards in hand, very clearly representing that they have something they're looking to do here. I think that blocking 6 and trying to keep my hand was a very good play, and I don't think they were expecting it. Me overblocking this and them only having a blue shred actually gave me the ability to keep complete tempo and not lose any of my auras and then apply pressure on the next turn. My only real note on the rest of the game is that I think my opponent let my auras sit around for too long. My opponent was very quick to kill Shimmers of Silver, which is a very smart play considering that Shimmers like literally just turns on go again for all of my auras. But I do think that they let Haze Bending sit around, and me having double and triple Haze Bending in play was insane and let me generate up to like 8, 9, 10 Spectral Shields, which was just so hard to get through at the end of the game. As an overall note, Illusionist is traditionally favored into Assassin, so I'm not super surprised that we won this game, but I also think that part of that comes from the fact that these are new heroes that we're all seeing for the first time. We're all trying to break wide open, we're all trying to play and have fun, so you're gonna see some pretty weird janky builds. I'm not saying my opponent had a janky build, but you're gonna see some weird builds of decks that are gonna give you a better sense into matchups. Be careful that you don't get lulled into a false sense of security. Guys, if you see anything you think I missed, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.